Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, hello. Araya Anra, the Dragon Lady here, which means it must be Thursday. Good afternoon, everybody there, and for the love of dragons. I love doing my live. Sorry I'm on a little bit late today, but what we're talking about today came up because, and this is why I was late, I got an amazing conversation with a woman at a local store called Vibes Up that does really amazing products. If you're looking for something to ground your energy, clear you out, reset you every day, just look up Vibes Up online. They've got some amazing mats made from minerals, and the information came from trees, from the tree spirits. And this woman took that and, the owner of it, took it and ran with it and created this incredible product. Hi Raya, good to see you. And let's see who else just jumped on there. We got Rachel, hello. And anyway, so it brought up this topic of discussion that I wanted to bring in for you guys today. And I want to encourage you that this group, For the Love of Dragons, this is where you can come and share your experiences. And I know that we're all sharing the things that we see in the clouds, or the dragons we're seeing in the forests, or some of the dragons around our houses, especially in objects. But I would encourage you to start sharing your experiences, whether it's in meditation, whether it's at a healer or a massage therapist that is telling you about something in your field and maybe you don't understand it yet, to say, this came up and I don't really get that, or what do I do with that information? Ask questions. Hi Deborah, good to see you, because that's what's going to lead everybody forward. When we start talking about it and dialoguing, that starts the ball rolling energetically for everyone around your field. And so this is a safe place for you to share and get used to sharing those stories. Get them embedded. The more you share and talk about a story or repeat a story, the more you remember it. How many things have you forgotten from your life, your childhood, your children's time with your kids, whatever, because you didn't relate that story again afterwards and have it really embedded and imprinted in a secondary way that makes it easier to remember. It just brings force underneath it. So what started happening in the conversation was this woman, we started talking about different things energetically and what I do, and I'm an energy healer, and my predominant work is guiding those that have dragons or dragon associations into understanding that energy, into connecting with the dragon realms. Hi Linda, good to see you. Into connecting with themselves as dragon. And she had big wide eyes and sort of looked at me like I was a little bit crazy, and was curious though, because she had never heard anyone talk about it so freely, talk about it in such a way that it felt so real. And then she was able to relate to me, because I could tell just tuning into her that she was more connected to the Devic kingdoms. And then she started telling a story about this spirit or the psychic that had walked in her store, and there was a spirit following her around the store. And she said, well, it's not a person, it's like a tree spirit. And I could absolutely sense and feel that. And she was open to that. And then she started realizing, I really love fairies, and I always feel connected to the fairies and can talk about that, but I can't say that because people think I'm crazy. And I said, that's actually something that you can overcome. And I want you guys to empower yourselves to overcome that fear as well. The more you talk about it, the more you trigger other people into their own growth. Because if nobody's talking about it, nobody's actually saying, well, gosh, somebody else might be having that experience too. And lo and behold, you find deeper connections, you find more family, or you help them awaken to, maybe they don't have dragons, maybe they've got angels following them around. Maybe they've got tree spirits or gnomes or fairies, something from the Devic kingdom following them around. Maybe they have something like a winged lion following around, or unicorns from the rainbow realms. Oh my goodness, there are so many realms. And these beings are here to help us and guide us and help us remember our truest form and the realm that we emanate from, for those that are not first and foremost human. So hello, everybody there. I hope this is triggering and hitting, because I'm seeing some likes and some love buttons come up and people's faces flashing off across the screen. And I love that, because this means you're fired up. This means it's hitting home and you're realizing whoa, yeah, I need to start talking about it. And what's been really powerful about my journey is, sure, I've been working with the dragons for, 13 years or so. And I wrote the book 11 years ago and have been doing this full time. And my whole day, my whole week is about guiding people into this. So it's natural for me to talk about it now. It wasn't always, and there was always those triggers. So I know what it's like to feel apprehensive about sharing your truth or your story or your experience. And yet, the more you're willing to do that, the more you're going to be able to find others that connect to that, and that maybe they're just on the edges of their spiritual realm journey. Maybe they're just on the edges of like feeling there's something beyond this physical realm. They know something bigger, but they don't really know what. And so when you're unafraid, and I worked through this there, once I started really being able to share, and part of my fear, and this might be something for you to tune into, part of my fear, and I've talked about this before, in coming out and saying, yeah, I'm a dragon, or there are dragons in the world and they are here to be guides for us, they're here to help us wake up, is that I was afraid of being shackled again. Many of us as dragons have memories of being shackled, imprisoned, chained, so that we couldn't fly away, we couldn't use our firepower, maybe our fire was put out, maybe we were enslaved as one of the beings that after a large battle experience and being taken over, I remember watching all of, like my troops or whatever being enslaved, and I had to watch as they were tortured and carried things. And it was awful memories to go back to, but it was also very empowering for me to know how real it was, and to know that, you know what, if I can break through this and start talking about it, it has no power over me anymore. I am free. And so being able to move through the grief of those memories, because they're very embedded deeply in our soul memory banks. And maybe they're not part of the human memory bank, but our soul level memory banks, everything that we've experienced on a soul level is affecting your journey now. Everything that you have, whether it's in this time frame continuum, or maybe it's, quote, a past life inserted in a different spot in the time continuum, is something that is emanating into an experience for you to remember and learn from and overcome. So other forms of slavery coming in as human, helping you trigger that memory to heal it and release all the grief or the pain or the anger, whatever those emotions are about it. So the more you talk about it, the more other people will realize that they have stuff like that going on they can talk about. Linda, I recently learned how my dragon self in past memories was misunderstood and seen as scary. Absolutely. And so this is a long one. I got to try and get back to seeing that. Was harmed because they did not see my true soul self and how I am about love. I am learning to heal that and grow and begin to fulfill my dragon purpose here. Absolutely. That is so key, Linda. Thanks for bringing that up, because that was another question that this woman had. And Lisa, yes, trying to take my light. So in that specific memory of, trying to own my purpose here, trying to be that light, and having had people be afraid of you, scared of coming out again and having people be in fear of your power, like you're a dragon, because she felt that too. She was like, I don't really know about dragons, but are they loving? And so that's the first opportunity for you to answer a question for someone and say, you know what? They are hands down the most unconditionally loving beings you will ever come across, because their truest form and energy is based in that huge dragon heart, being one of the first creations of Mother, Father, God, closest to that frequency and realm. They emanate that. And you can feel it, like it's similar to, I sort of sense it as a higher frequency than even the archangels, but they are almost comparable. So that loving experience, man, if that could open up for someone their channel to reconnect to some old wounds and some old healing or patterns that are coming out in their lifetime now, what a great gift to help someone understand or see where that's coming from, and that they connect to that love from source through their dragons. Because you know what, if you can open up, a lot of us have injuries about being able to open or turn to Mother, Father, God. There's all kinds of religious tenets around that, or things that our family put on us or society puts on us about religions, or things that make us afraid, or our unworthiness as humans to turn toward that based on different past wounds and stories. But sometimes our first step can be to turn towards the dragons and be able to feel that love connection. And as we heal those pieces of worth within ourselves, that allows us to turn to the even greater source of love from Creator beyond that, and that can be the bridge to get there. And it doesn't have to be limited to the dragon realms. So part of the reason I wanted to talk about this today was, in our conversation, this woman and I, it came up about, all right, well, the Devic kingdoms, that she's very connected to the fairies and the tree spirits, obviously, that there's angelic realms, that there's feline realms where the winged lions emanate from. There's rainbow realms where the unicorns and those beings emanate from, the Pegasus, the Gosh, there's all kinds of rainbow beings. A lot of the flower spirits come from those realms. So are they just magical fantasy? Are they something that is really just in people's imagination? Well, as you're experiencing them and you realize that, whoa, this is very real, and if I talk about it and share it, someone else might be able to get to that connection as well and remember or feel their guides that are coming from that place. So it doesn't have to be connected to dragons, but if you share your dragon story, it might help them own up their unicorn story and get to that place where they're comfortable at least talking about it. And you know what I always say, hands down, is truly, if you have an experience, doesn't matter how crazy, how fantastic, how impossible, even imaginary. Okay, so let's say it's all made up. There's, it's all in our fantasy mind. It's all imagination. The point being, if you have this experience and it leads you to being a healthier, happier, more joyful soul, more connected to yourself, your purpose, and your joy, does it really matter if it's imaginary at this point in your mind or real? Because for me, the experience is, if you're experiencing it, it's real. If it's coming into your field, there's a reality to that, because there is so much beyond our realm that is possible that we can't even fathom right now. So if we just allow ourselves, and even you can use that argument with other people. If they want to call you crazy and that's your fear of being able to step out and share it, because someone might call you crazy, say, well, you know what? If I'm crazy, I'm at least happy crazy, because I'm in joy right now. I'm in my heart and my life is magic. Because literally my life as a guide for dragons to help people, my days are magical. My sessions are magical and powerful, and there's transformation and healing happening for those people. So hands down, you can call me crazy all you want, but I see change happening for people. I see my life shifting into something greater, more joyous, more amazing. So, all right, call me crazy, but I'd rather have this than not have it. And truly, whether it's real or imaginary, if it's having results, then to me that's real. That makes it all worth it. And hi Laurie, good to see you. So with that, just sharing, I encourage you, start sharing your stories. Maybe you need a place to get used to that, to having your voice. Put it into the group. If you even want to do a short little video to talk about your story, as long as it's just about your story and your experience and not selling what you're doing or talking about your gifts or your light scribing codes that you do for people, if you can limit it to what your story is and share that, I'll actually allow some videos to come through and be posted. But maybe you just write it and share some pictures or images you drew from your meditations, that kind of thing. But I want to encourage you, because when you can find your voice here in this safe space, then you'll be more encouraged and have those stories at the ready, on the tip of your tongue, when the opportunity presents in your daily life to share a tidbit of it. And maybe you don't go full board and reveal all the gory details the first time you have a chance to share that with someone, but maybe you share enough tidbits to tilt the scales into an opening for someone. So I want to encourage that. And if you need help to get there and work through some of those self-worth or self-doubt or power struggles or fear of having your power or fear of being seen, especially with your dragon aspect, or to connect to your dragon aspect, maybe you need to just figure out how to connect to your guides. Maybe your guides are dragon right now and you just don't even know how to connect to them. That's what I do. I'm a guide for that. So I do have 20-minute discovery calls. They're free if you want to figure out if we're a good fit or what I could help you do. I have 20-minute dragon readings. I have full 75-minute sessions. I have 12-week programs that are 6 sessions in a row every 2 weeks. I have a 4-month program coming up, and I'm so excited about the Eye of the Dragon program. We only have 1 spot left right now. So we kick off in 2.5 weeks on February 5th, runs to May 28th with 1 week off in the middle for a little downtime integration time. Includes one-on-one sessions with me and the group weekly classes. So if you've been feeling your heart called to that, please don't delay in getting to me. I want to have everybody in, and I know there's one more person coming in. It just might be you. So I'm excited to see that filled up. I'm excited to see the group that has come together, because it is dynamic, and wow, it's amazing to see and feel the group sphere energy just build. And I have opened that group sphere energetically, so you might, if you've been thinking or considering it, you might be feeling that call a little stronger. So that's kicking off. We also have a book club I'm going to schedule very soon and announce for those of you that maybe you're not ready to dive into a big 4-month program, or just want to dabble for a smaller investment and of time and money, and try the book club. Learn a bit about dragons. Hi, Lisa. Yes, what about book club? I'm going to be scheduling it for probably end of February start. It's a 6-week format. We have a 2-hour class each week with a meditation included and some amazing discussions. I will say that most people say it's way more than a book club because there's so much transformation that happens in that short 6 weeks and this family bond that builds. So that is a really powerful way to start, and it's only $333 investment, gets you in. And I will say that because it's so powerful, there are people that do more than one book club in a row. I have some that have done 3. Half of the group that's coming together for the Eye of the Dragon is from the previous book clubs because they loved it so much and they knew how deep the work would go and they were ready to dive into something bigger. So if you're interested, Lisa, message or email me, araya@invokehealing.com or araya@dragonwithin.com, and I will get you on the short list to be notified first when I announce it, because that does always only have 10 spots. So if you're keen or interested in that, definitely let me get you on that list. I will send an email notice out to those people first to fill those spots. I think that's all the announcements for today, but I think, one other thing I haven't done in a long time, and I think we'll do this next Thursday, so anyone that watches, who's all you guys on are getting the first notice, and anybody watching the playback, it's going to be a little bonus. I haven't done online live readings in a long time, and it might be very fun next week to do some mini dragon readings with you guys. I'll set aside, about 30 minutes rather than a short live, and we'll do some live dragon readings. So also in that, when I do live dragon readings, it's a live Q&A. So if you have questions, please bring them. Either post them into the group this week so that I can see them and just have a list going, or definitely make the live. I'll try and be on right at 2 next week, Pacific Standard. And then you can type in your questions just like you do in your comment bars here and address those live. It's super fun. And we haven't done it in a long time with the mini readings. So I'll look forward to that. I will see you guys next week. Have a fabulous week, and talk about your dragons, because it'll wake up more in you and it'll wake up those seeds in other people. Love you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.